Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in his gospel, broad lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. Just Akim Mahalalia coming back with another quick lesson through the Spirit. Lord's will be edifying. Going into they clone Tyrone. As we know, Tyrone is a typical name of a nigga Jake. As you see in this poster here, this picture. His name wasn't really Tyrone. Well, I guess if you gotta watch the movie and figure out the ending. The last guy that was a clone of the first guy, which his name was Tyrone. But throughout the main spectrum of the movie, he wasn't going by that name. But this movie shows you how you Jakes, man, here in America are really an experiment of Esau Edom, okay? Because when you look at a typical Jake in the hood, and you look at generations after generation after generation, Jake becomes more degenerative more every generation. You know, like you got what they call, what is it, Generation Z or Generation X or something like that, like Generation Zers or something, which is just considered the last generation before everything just goes to shit. Well, when you look at these people here, man, I mean, literally, they're gone. Like when you look at the hood, you see Keisha, black woman. She's got about 5, 6 kids by 7 different baby fathers. And then you got typical Pookie and Ray Ray, drug dealing, gang banging niggas, okay, that put terror on their own hood, their own people. And it becomes a repeated cycle of violence. So when you watch this movie, they clone Tyrone, the cloning aspect of it is really allegorical or metaphorical, or metaphorically speaking, because a clone is basically just another replica of you, man. Okay, how Esau creates these different versions of the American Negro, because you got the so-called businessman, then you got the thug nigga, then you got the thug street, all of them is the same thing. And you got the homosexual, then you got the men that don't really know where he's coming and going. You have different prototypes of personalities of Jakes in the hood, and it's all due to social conditioning, social engineering, through these media websites, through movies, through TV shows, and ultimately what they're pumping in the public food system. You see what I'm saying? So this movie, they clone Tyrone. In my opinion, I like the movie. I think it was pretty cool. You know, I think it shows like what they call black exploitation films or something like that. Basically, when they know who the man is, who the devil is. But basically, it was a gritty. It was filmed like you can tell it was like a gritty type atmosphere. You know, Jake's in the hood, you know, trying to make it, and then, you know, they stumble across this underground laboratory, which shows you that Esau's influence is all through Jake neighborhoods, man. That's why I tell people all the time, the hood is the product of the so-called white man. The American Negro, or the American nigga, man, is a product of Esau Edom. Okay? Gang banging, drug dealing, pimping, prostitution, or hoeing, whatever you want to call it. It's all the production of the so-called white man, okay? And they experiment with you. They showed you, they put it in the foods, it's in the water, it's in every goddamn thing. It's in the institutions, it's everything around you. You know, and you got people now that's making a big outcry saying that, oh, that ain't Jamie Foxx, that ain't Jamie Foxx. Well, I mean, Esau Edom is a sorcerer, man, so ain't no telling. You got body doubles, and I'm not saying they're able to clone people. You can't clone people, even though Esau has genetically cloned like sheeps and like particular breeds and animals, but I don't necessarily think you could clone a human. If you was to clone a human, basically it's just like making a twin or another carbon copy of yourself through cell extrapolation and so forth. But I believe that they will have to grow the embryos up at the same time, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times when women be getting hit with these particular injections, a lot of times it'll replicate the different cells throughout our uterus, and she'll have octuplets or some shit. But to say that they're actually cloning celebrities in the lab, I don't believe that. I don't think Esau has mastered that. Only the Lord can clone a spirit. You see what I'm saying? Because you can't clone somebody's spirit. Now it is a way that you could probably upload somebody's consciousness and do brain control or like MK Ultra type shit. And I believe in like body doubles because I mean Esau showed it. He had what he called blackface prosthetic masks, which literally you could make a replica of somebody's face and you would damn near think it was them. You see what I'm saying? Now with this guy Jamie Foxx, a video surfaced 2 days ago about him going into his health conditions, and honestly speaking, man, that to me, I think that was a deep fake. You know what I'm saying? I think that was a deep fake or some type of AI. You know what I'm saying? And not that it really matters if he's in the spirit world or not, but regardless of it, they showed you in the movie. In this movie, the nigga was cloned. You know, and people saying, "Oh, see that Jamie Foxx got cloned." Nah, man. You know what I'm saying? If anything, it could be some case of MK Ultra, or the nigga's probably dead for real. You see, for exposing shit. But regardless of that, this is nothing but a social experiment on Jake. You Jakes have always been the progenitor of Esau's witchcraft, man. Okay? So anyway, let's get a couple of precepts here. You know, brothers did videos on it. I just felt like I add my 2 cents to it, but other brothers went into it, man. Because Jake is gone. Jake don't even realize that they fighting the enemy. They can't even really see it. He's right in front of them, but they can't put 2 and 2 together. And instead, Esau makes it seem like your enemy is your so-called black brother or your race. You know, when Esau came up with the concept of flying colors, you know, red and blue, which is Masonic colors, then incorporated through the Bloods and Crips. Like, I believe the founder of those organizations were Masons, man. You see? And a lot of them were homosexuals, too. But anyway, this is the book of Psalms 10, and I'm going to start at verses 2. It says, "The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices which they have imagined," okay? And when you look in this movie, they showed you the degenerate of the degenerates, man. Okay, black woman all messed up. Like when them niggas raided the lab, Jake was still on nigga shit. You had one nigga, he was sitting at the booth, the control center down there, and basically the nigga was on the phone with somebody talking shit about how he getting ready to run the lab. And Jake could do a lot worse than Esau if they had access to that type of power, man. But Jake was basically being straight up niggas, you know, and all these clones came to the surface. It was crazy. It's a good movie though, man. I may watch it again. It's actually pretty funny, but it was highly spiritual because that shows you that they've been targeting our people for the longest. And why are they doing that? Because they know that we're the children of Israel. Okay, they know who we are. You Jakes just don't want to see it, and you don't care to see it. And if you do see it, you don't care to act upon it in a timely manner because, hey, your mindset, look, ain't nothing greater than being a black African American, right? Straight madness. But it says here, "The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices which they have imagined," right? Because all your devices, they're being exposed. Okay, like the Most High said, how is the hidden things of Esau sought out? How is his hidden things searched out? You've been exposed, man. All your mind controller, they've proven that MK Ultra is real. I mean, they experiment on them soldiers in World War II, I believe. Post World War II, you know, MK Ultra. Having soldiers in drone mindsets going in and exterminating, man. You know, and basically they got like code words. They got like buzz phrases of code words, a word that can trigger you. You see what I'm saying? Like a lot of them celebrities be under some heavy witchcraft, man. You know, they be engaging in these rituals and they go to these parties in these mansions. They partake in rituals, man, you know, hypnotherapy, and they handlers, you know, gatekeepers. They can mention a certain phrase and then all of a sudden the fucking celebrity that's under the MK Ultra, the witchcraft, he'll do some stupid shit, man. You know, like I remember it was a video that came out a couple of years ago about that nigga Draymond Green. They was laughing at it. Basically, they thought that he froze up in the middle of the interview. And then you got some people saying, oh, that was a glitch in the Matrix because people have been freezing lately. You know what I'm saying? People are like, oh, it's a glitch in the Matrix, right? You know, but they show you all the time, man, that, you know, these celebrities are caught up in some left-hand sinister shit. You know, all types of subliminals, man. And this movie was really creepy when you think about it. Because, hey, you Jakes, man, you ain't left unattended. Right? And it says here, for For the wicked boasted of his heart's desire, and blessed the covetousness whom the Lord upholdeth. But the wicked through his pride and his countenance will not seek after the Most High. He is not in his thoughts. All right. It says, his ways are always grievous, and thy judgments are far above out of his sight. For all his enemies he puffeth at them. And he said in his heart, I should not be moved, for I should never be in adversity. And that's the moniker for the Babylonian, for Americans, man. Okay, they believe in their spirit that they would never be moved because they was once this great military power. Okay, even though it was through deceit and treachery, as Esau's dealings usually are. And they showed you that in that movie Oppenheimer. But overall, Esau has that mindset, who's gonna take me down? I'm the American. I'm the white man. Well, all right, we gonna see. But it says his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud, right? Because he come to you as if he's trying to give you a handout, or he's trying to help you. But overall, he's trying to help to overthrow you, man. That's why the scriptures say, never trust thy enemy. Esau may appear to do a good cause on the surface, but you got to understand that his causes is for the greater bad. Okay, if Esau goes and tests or have some type of experiment on a group of people, and he's getting them hundreds of thousands of dollars in research, you better believe that it's going to be a pestilence that's going to come and rock that land shortly thereafter. You know what I'm saying? Like all these trials and shit, they used to have them all the time. We give you $5,000 up to $1,000 a night if you stay and be a test dummy. Yeah, the compensation appears to be good, but after the 5-day trial, you probably got something in your body that you can never get out. You probably turn into a fucking animality or something, man. You know what I'm saying? So everything he does is for the greater purpose of creating more wickedness, man. And that's the result of Jake. Like, if you look at Jake, Jake is really out of a damn laboratory, man. These dudes are out their mind. You know? Like, you go to the hood, you see 38, 39, 40, 45-year-old Jakes walking around with their pants sagging, bro. You know what I'm saying? You seen women of color with this stupid hair, man. Like, with gold hair, green hair, long eyelashes, stupid long fucking bear claws. You know what I'm saying? Just all out of whack. Like they came out of a goddamn laboratory somewhere, man. And that's the type of behavior that Jake displayed. So that's why I say they are an experiment. They are an experiment, man. The ghettos, the projects, you know, the product of your environment. You know, Jake used that, well, I'm a product of my environment to stay wicked. Because Jake, they don't want to repent, man. You know? And I won't doubt that they do have some underground shit in there. They got underground shit all around us. They're just watching. They showed you how Esau is watching everything we do. They're tapping the phones. They're watching the video. Here you watching a video, and he's watching right along with you on your phone. You know what I'm saying? You know, here you probably getting ready to look at some, you know, some particular movies or some shit, or, you know, you may have a... You know, these Jakes, man, they may have an OnlyFans moment to the point that they may have to put out the strap and do what they got to do, man. You got this perverted ass Edomite that's really watching you what you got to do. Being here with your woman, man, they watch you pop your woman. You know what I'm saying? All these stoplights, all these cameras, they got cameras everywhere. Don't think for 1 second that these cameras are not penetrable by government organizations, man. You know what I'm saying? I seen it, like when I was working for this one organization. They had something called Scout. Scout is basically what it sounds like. You scouting out the perimeter, you're surveilling everything. We went down to the main level, and literally you had this big, it looked like the Batcave or some shit. I was literally able to see any intersection on the Kansas City, on the Missouri state highways, and I was able to tap into it from my laptop. So I was just like, wow, this is crazy. So they can turn them cameras on anytime, and they're watching niggas, man. You know? But it says here, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. It's under his tongue and mischief and vanity. And he's sitting in the lurking places of the villages. And what's the villages? Your neighborhoods, man. You know, your O-Block and shit. Like, I won't be surprised if O-Block is just an experiment. Niggas going wild, man. Then again, you know, the way I think, shit, them niggas can all be straight up feds. You know, because one thing I know about Chicago is that, yeah, the gang violence is heavy out there, but you have sleeper cells out there that instigate the gang violence. You know what I'm saying? Like O-Block. Yeah, they'll have a nigga, you know what I'm saying, like Duck or Vaughn or prosthetic mask that look like Vaughn, and he'll go shoot up an op neighborhood. And yet it ain't even Vaughn for real. And then before you know it, it's more beef. They got to keep the crime pays. They gotta continue to push the crime because it pays. It pays to send niggas to jail. You know, like King Von's new album, he made in one of his lyrics, he said something like, man, every time a nigga die, they think it's Von. But he said, since I got out, I just been chilling, like, for real. Like, I ain't even been on shit. But he was basically exposing that a lot of the shit that goes down out there ain't even always them. And yeah, they are a product. Like, yeah, them niggas do wicked shit. They do shoot and do all that other stuff. But overall, it's a lot of FBI, a lot of feds in Chicago, and all these inner cities. All these shootings that go unaccounted for, those be cops doing that, man. Okay? That's what it says. He's sitting in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privately set against the poor, man, okay? That's what it says, the poor. Like, literally, you think Esau ain't in your hood. He in your hood. He watching you. He knows who's selling drugs. He knows where the trap house is at. He knows who's buying what. He knows who's fucking who. He knows everything. That's why it says ain't no secret that they can keep from thee. And they showed you that in that movie, man. They was watching the whole hood. They was even tapping into the camera from the liquor store, man. the fucking drunk wino in front of the store, he was even a product of it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow. So these devils, man, they want ultimate control. And he lied in wait secretly as a lion in his den, and he lied in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draw them into his net. Okay, and that's the point, man. The traps, the snares, the life, the drug life, the game, the corporate life. All these are snares that Esau Edom. Okay, for the greater good of wiping you out. Because he figured if he can get you as far away from your heritage as he can, then hey, there's no possible way you could be turned back into the Most High. That's the whole thing, to keep you as far away from the Most High as possible. Esau will give you the bag just to not claim your power. That's why you sellouts in Israel, you got a heavy judgment coming, man, because Esau will pay you an exceptional amount of money to not push the vibration of Israel. Literally, he will give you the Federal Reserve. If you're like, look, just don't teach about these people, man. He'll give it to you, man. But it says he crouched and he humbled himself that the poor may fall by his strong ones. You see, and he said in his heart, Yahweh have forgotten. He hided his face and he will never see it. But arise, O Yahweh, O power. Lift up thy hand. Forget not the humble. Okay. That's why, man, we got to constantly pray and watch, man, because, hey, Esau is doing some left hand shit. You know what I'm saying? Like body doubles, like they show you in movies they can create, AI robots. I wouldn't be surprised if they could create drones that look like humans. They already said they had them. You know what I'm saying? Like the video I did earlier this year about the 144,000 versus the billions of AI drones, man, that's looking like human hybrids. Esau can literally replicate you in the form of a fucking drone, an android. That's been done before. Now, it may not be an actual human, but the way Esau's technology is set up, he can literally make you out of a fucking android. He can make a doppelganger out of you, man. I won't be surprised if we got shit that look like us in the laboratory, but they're drones. They're not even animate. They're just drones. They probably studied our habits, seen our AI. They probably they took our voice. They see us on the streets, and they're literally programming these robots to mimic humans, man. You know what I'm saying? I highly believe in that. And as far as cloning another human, I ain't going that far and say they doing that. You know what I'm saying? But with Esau, you just never know. The Lord never, the Lord is trust me, man. It's more shit that goes on under the surface that we only scratching the surface, bro. I see why the Most High's got to take Esau out, bro, because literally when we get in that and we get that power and we find out the shit that they're doing underground, because that was spiritual too. When them jigs raided underground, that represents the book of what was it, Amos, the 9th chapter, when the Most High said, though they dig it to hell, hence my hands to grit. That's spiritual. We gonna go down there and we gonna see all the shit they're conjuring up. The gold, we gonna get all the gold, the silver. You're gonna have captives under there, man. You're gonna have people in them bunkers that they got jakes as slaves that actually believed on Yahweh Shai, man, and gonna get fucking rescued. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just speaking through the spirit right now, I put a scripture implicated, but hey, this thing is multi-dimensional. But I wouldn't doubt if Esau probably got some hybrids of Jake down there, man. Like in drone form. You know what I'm saying? Terminator, they showed you in the movie The Terminator, Matrix, they had that technology. You know what I'm saying? So who knows, man? Nigga may knock on your door looking just like you. You know what I'm saying? Esau try to replicate an android with spiritual power, and you fighting a fucking robot doppelganger. That'd be cool though. But I'm just speaking, man. I mean, I don't know if they got that or not. I'm just saying it. But you know, that'd be a quite interesting concept. You know. But anyway, this is the book of Psalm 17, and I'm gonna start at verses. Let's start at verses 11. It says, they have now compassed us in our steps, and they have set their eyes bowing down to the earth. That's them satellites, man. Them cameras. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, that lofty looks, that pride. Okay, like I said, in that movie, they showed you that Esau had access to the cameras throughout the hood. He was listening to cell phones. You literally had an Edomite with a lab coat on, with a notepad and a pen in his hand, okay, with the damn glasses on, and he's literally taking notes on everything Jake do. He literally studies Jake, man. He studies us from the way we move, the way we talk, the way we have sex, the way we fight, the way we move. He studies everything about us, man. That's why in that movie Get Out was so heavy, because hey, they basically wanted to be in Jake, man. Okay, and it ultimately goes back into that birthright. But it reads, and it says, they have compassed us in our steps, and they have set their eyes bowing down to the earth, like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in the secret places. Right, and the secret places, what? Their labs, their bunkers, their command stations, man. They literally got military bases set up right underground. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole time, like you would think that it's a abandoned truck. That's probably like a whole FBI, it's probably a whole surveillance vehicle. You know what I'm saying? Right at the end of your block. Here you go into an abandoned apartment building. You think it's derelict, but yet it's some damn headquarters for the FBI, the CIA. You know what I'm saying? They take an elevator underground, and they got surveillance of the whole hood. You know what I'm saying? Then they do mock drills too, when they set up a replica neighborhood. So when they decide to take it, they already know where to go and where to hide and how the people are gonna react. They have mock cities all. I think they got a mock city at every ghetto on in America, man, or around the world. I believe it. You know, but it says here, like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in the secret places. But arise, O Yahweh, and disappoint him and cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword, man. Okay, which proves that Esau, he's the sword of the Most High. Okay, he was created for this very purpose, to be the wicked unto our people. Why? Because, hey, we broke the law, statutes, and commandments, man. And that's just as simple as it is. Last precept, Psalms 83 and 2, it says, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that have hate thee have lifted up the head. And they have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and they have consulted against thy hidden ones. And they have said, come, and let us cut them off for being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Right? Because that's ultimately to cut off our remembrance from the earth. They feel like, well, look, if they can cut us off and do away with us, maybe the Most High will pardon Esau and he can get his birthright back. But that ain't how the story is written, Bubba. You see, it's not written that way. So you're just going to have to face the consequences, because you're literally trying to upset prophecy. But the Most High is making you do what you do so you could be justified on being taken out. You see? And it says, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are the confederates against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, the Ishmaelites of Moab, Hagarenes, Gebal, Ammon, and Amalek, and the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Now, you see all these nations? These are against us, but yet we want to make each other our enemies. You know, Israelites ain't supposed to, you ain't supposed to have enemies of your own nation, though it does happen, because, you know, an enemy could be somebody that you get into just a regular spousal disagreement with. He's a varsity at the time. But overall, man, that shouldn't be any murder of our nation. Now, killing is justified if you wicked. But overall, man, Jake, you're going against each other like they're the other nations, man. You know, but yet we're reading a list of the nations that have you in purgatory, so to speak. It says in Hagarenes and Gebal and Ammon and Amalek, which is the main one, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre, man. Okay, those are our enemies. The scriptures repeatedly tells us that we have enemies and that we need to take heed, man. But what does Jake do? They off the sauce. You know, they showed you the nigga, the main nigga. He woke up every morning, got a scratch off ticket. He lost, which that's all programmed. Jake is programmed to be in that same cycle of violence, because I found out with that lottery shit, Only people that win it is the people that's really juiced in. You ain't winning it because it's rigged. Just like at a casino, you may have 1 in 1,250,000 of a chance to win a lottery or a fortune in Vegas because those machines are rigged. You see what I'm saying? They control who win, and if you do win, you better believe they're gonna get that money back. But he got his 40 ounce every day, scratch off ticket. He lost, and then he poured up the old other wino. That was a constant recycling of what Jake do every morning is repetition. Jake is fucking predictable, and Esau knows this. Give him the liquor, give him the drugs. He gonna do the same thing with it every day. You know. Lamentations 4, and I'm gonna start at verses 17. It says, "As for our eyes yet failed for our vain help, and watch we have watched for a nation that cannot save us," man. Like, because you got to understand the history. When Jake wanted to go back into, I believe, Egypt, if I'm not mistaken, they were supposed to get like refuge and like refuge from the different nations. But what happened? Ultimately, Jake was bamboozled. That's what it says. As for us, our eyes yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that cannot save us, but they hunt our steps that we cannot go on our streets, and our end is near. Our days are fulfilled, and our end is come. Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of heaven, and they pursued us upon the mountains, and they laid wait for us in the wilderness. You see what I'm saying? So that's the point. In the breath of our nostrils, the anointing of the Lord was taken in their pits, which is your captivities, man, your systems, of whom we said, under his shadow we shall live among the heathen. But rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, which is you so-called white people, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass it to thee, and thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked. But the punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion, and he will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom, and he will discover thy sins. And you being exposed, man. This movie really exposed you. You know what I'm saying? And honestly speaking, with this whole Jamie Foxx thing that's been going on for the last 3 months, including this movie, it's a lot of subliminals in this movie, man. But I encourage you brothers to watch it. You know, it's really entertainment, but watch it with spiritual lens. If you don't catch it, then so be it. It ain't like a premiere of the best movie in the world, no. But if you Jakes, you know, you want to sit down and be entertained while being edified and get spiritual nuggets, hey, I say it's a good watch. I may watch it again, you know. It's pretty good the way they filmed it, and it's real dark and gritty. So, and I like movies like that because it tells a story. It puts the emotion behind it. But anyway, I'm going to end it there, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And with that, Shalom and a Baba Ball. Shalom.